Alright, so this is what we got on the go today. Did some trenching last night, all the way from the shop corner. We're going to end up going to the fence post, put a junction box over there. Just because this is not our permanent shop, we're probably going to build a new one, and we'll need extra power ran to that one because we'll be doing hydronic heat and all that good stuff. So right now we just have a trench going from the main farm service power pole over there, which is currently 100 amp. We'll have to get that upgraded to 400 amp later on, but that trench is going from there all the way to this fence, and we're going to do 250 kcm, which is good for 200 amp, and then we'll junction box over there and save some money on wire and just use number 1, which is good for 100 amp, and bring it into the shop temporarily. A year or two down the road, when we build the new big shop, we'll go 200 amp from that junction box to wherever the location of the new feed ends up being. So for now, we currently have a truck running as a generator for block heaters, which isn't ideal, so that's why we're getting some power ran to the shop. But, as you can see, we got frost right now, so I had to use the ripper first and then clean it up as much as we could with the Engcon afterwards. But still turned out pretty good. Got a ripper over there. So this is what I mean about that junction box. So we'll have the wire just kind of teeing off into here first, junction box into there, and then running over to the shop. Thought I was going to hit a lot more roots than I did with all these poplars, but it turned out not too bad. So now, first thing on the go is we'll get the skid steer started, because that's our jack stands for the cable reel. Do that right now. Hopefully the block heater did its thing. Glow plugs. Move the Ford out of the way. Turn generator mode off. If it wants to go. definitely will be nice having power to the shop after not having it for so long. Lifting the garage door manually this whole time, and no heat in there, so I think I'll get it insulated and heat it for the winter. So it's always nice having a warm place to do odds and ends in when you're working on stuff, even if it's just a matter of cleaning the trucks, emptying stuff out, or cleaning up the tools and getting ready for the next job. The neighbor does have a shop over there I could use, but it's not the same when it's not yours, you know? Alright, let's get that reel lifted up. Well, you always try to make it work with what you got, but this just didn't really do anything and kind of broke it in the process, so had to run to the shop. Much better tool for the job. Just use the pry bar. There we go. See how this goes, pulling the cable manually. I was wondering what it was getting caught up on. That staple went through when he tied the cable on. Well, might as well get the first scratch on the new Martinez hammer. Should be good now, I think. Nothing else poking out. Let's try. Once you get her spinning, it works out okay. We'll see how we pull the rest of it. Okay, so just gonna go ahead and glue all these lengths of pipe beside the trench for now, since we still got to clean it up a little bit in there. Got the excavator running to pull the cable the rest of the way, so see how that goes. Engcon is you're so focused on all the movements that are happening within the tilt rotator, and then sometimes you forget what's going on with the boom, but you gotta watch that too, otherwise you might hit the building. It doesn't work out very good. For this one it's just my house, so it doesn't matter as much, but it's still nothing you want to damage for no reason. It's just costing you money, and if you can pay attention to everything all at once, that's better, but it's kind of unavoidable with the Engcon. With the dump truck, we ended up ordering it with an Allison transmission as automatic, so that the guys didn't really have to think about too many things at once. You're thinking about shifting 18 speed while you're at a customer's house, and you end up hitting a building or their vehicle. It's ends up also being pretty costly. Okay, so just move that pile out of the way so I could squeeze by. We'll go grab that other end of the cable. Try not to fill up the trench too much. So go. That's the other thing with cold hydraulics, is that inside of the cab, for some reason the seem to freeze up if it's not warm in here. I mean, it was warming up for a good 15 minutes, but it doesn't mean the hydraulics were getting warmed up. Try to get across here, take the bucket off. Go grab that wire.
process.
up and do something by yourself. Always seems to have some close calls for some reason. Get a little bit more length here. I guess we'll have to put it in the trench if we're crossing over it. Let that fall, go over it again. What's nice about this machine is it's zero compact, so there's zero swing, compact radius. You don't have to worry too much about hitting stuff. And all the cameras and whatever else kind of help with that too, but let's see if I have to go out of the machine or not to grab that wire in the trench. It's really close. When you get an Engcon, you never really want to get out of your cab. I guess that's the whole point. Make it easier for the operator. The less you're going in and out, the better. More efficient you are. You're in your seat longer, and it means you're doing more productive work. This one we only need to go out to the T type of grease in the pedals that freeze up, and that needs to be changed out. But maybe I just need to crank the heat in the cab every time I go to use it in the winter time. Nice about this track gauge too is there's 3 support brackets on the track, so if you are hard on them, they still won't slip off as easily as the regular stock machines anyways. Usually they only have 1 track gauge on there. Gets kind of weird. I'm getting decent at coupling this, but I don't know if I need to be uncurled all the way while I'm trying to couple it on, or if I need to come in it horizontally and kind of sweep. But that's the one thing I haven't really figured out in the best way yet. So here I'm kind of uncoupled all the way, and then I try to keep the bucket in the same spot as it's at. Kind of do what I can that way, finicky. But that seems to work okay. The issue is that if you're trying to hook on to something that's not just manual and that actually has hydraulic, or hooks onto the EC oil block, like the grapple and stuff like that, that's where you got to be careful so you don't damage it. Like this over here, you can see where that's covered up with that yellow cover. That's just to make sure there's no snow or dirt and stuff that gets in there, but that's what actually hooks into your block, into the tilt rotator. So if I take this off again, got that little orange indicator that lets you know that your hitch is unhooked. And then if you look in here, you got those 2 yellow circles. I don't know how well you guys can see that. So those actually hook onto your block and run hydraulic flow from that block into your attachment, so you don't need to hook any hoses up or anything, which makes it pretty handy that way. The only thing to a certain extent is if you're a little slower and really trying not to damage that block, then you're probably taking just as much time as you would as if you had to get out and hook up hoses. But I'm sure you get faster at it as you get used to it. Alright, I'm gonna go get that number 1 and get the reel set up with the skid steer and pull the